over, I've still got threads coming adrift. I brought over the next 4 squares that we need to be able to make a 4, and I just wanted to sort of say to you, first off, I don't know whether you got one of these are like, this is like a sticky toilet roll on a handle, and you can undo the screw and put another one on when you've finished, but these have, you see the diagonal lines on it, you can pick off a layer so you're back to scratch again, because when we're working with black, yeah, so I'm just gonna go over that square and you can see the difference, and I'll do this one as well, that because of I'm on a cutting board which is leaving lots of microfibers behind, when you're stitching, I know that my what am I using? Moon thread is leaving threads, causing fluff and goodness knows what to happen. Okay, so you know, when we've done these things, it is nice to just go over it with one of these sticky tight brushes to get up all the loose threads. All right, so that's a tip. All right, so now we've got these, so let's now remembering that we had to sew this in 2 halves. Okay, so let's test it, because this time we can't rely on the cutting the edges of the pattern for a 9.5 inch square. This is now down to the accuracy of our seam. So I'm getting out my 9.5 inch square and plopping it on. Okay, yep, I'm very happy with that. I'm looking at where my cross point is. All right, nice. So that's good. Let's take another one. Any old one will do, right? Take another one. Now this one we made with 3 elements on the bottom and 1 element on the top. So again, we're relying on the accuracy of sewing these 3 together and then the accuracy of sewing them in half together. So let's plop on my, is this in shot? I hope it is. Let me just bring it more to the middle. Plop on my ruler la la la, and yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm looking at the cross points. Yeah, I'm looking at how things, you know, whether the lines are straight. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, you know, this method does work as long as you sew to an accurate 1/4 inch seam. All right, even if you have to add things together at the end. All right, so now what can I tell you? Well, I know this is a bit upside down to you, but I will turn it around. To make this middle 4 patch, we are going to be, and remember on the Valentine's block, the thin end is up the top and the thicker end is down the bottom. All right, so that is how this is going to go together, and using exactly the same way, I can bring that up a little bit more for you, using exactly the same way as we did before. Yeah, so I'm just shielding that from the light because this is, you see, it's discolouring it. As I showed you in the first, putting the first 4 together, is how we're going to do this. And then what we need to repeat is the first 4 with the double tulip and the stem, and what else was in that? Double tulip, stem, oh, and can't remember now. It's gone out of my mind. But oh yes, the lily block. Yeah, so we make another 4 of those that goes on the end of that, and that is the total width then of our bedspread bar the borders that we're putting onto it. Now you can do, if you look at the pattern that you've seen so far, you can do the entire top 4 squares or 2 squares deep across the quilt, and you can do exactly the same 2 squares deep starting at the bottom, from the bottom of the quilt. You can't do the side ones yet because we've got another element that's coming in to match up to allow you to do the side ones where there are double tulips together, and then there's an element that goes inside of that. So I hope I'll put these together quickly and come back and show you this 4 put together. Right, I've just brought this back because although I've sewn down this right hand side, I put a few pins in here because we do need this stem to accurately end up in this, match on that corner. So I haven't looked at it yet myself. As you know, I pin every corner to keep it nice and straight. So here we go. Yes, it has made, they're together. That's the seam there, they're together. And it looks like, well, they are together by the shouting. Right, so put the top 2 out of the way. Now we've got to do the bottom 2. And again, we do have points that we need to look at. We've got a seam here that should match to make them the same. And we've got a seam there to match, so that's a nice crossover too. Alright, so we need to, again, pin the most important parts first, and then I'll come back to you. So let's see the damage we've done on this one. Okay, so this is our sew line as we went, and let's fold it back. Oh, yes, I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, so that point works, that point works, and you'd stop a galloping horse to see that point, wouldn't you? Right? Okay, so now we're coming, give that a quick roller. Which way did that go? That went that way, so this has got to go this way. So I'll just give that a quick roll so that the seam is going the way I want it. Right, and then we've got to match up this lot. Now the only point that is imperative is this one, isn't it? Let's bring it down. And this is why I do tend to like to use white stitching even though it's on black, so that I can see my seam. I mean, if you've got a good machine, it shouldn't show through to the front anyway. So I do definitely like using white so that I can follow that seam line all the way to the top. I'll pop a pin in back to front, holding it, yeah, checking it, looking good, right, holding it, checking it, and then I'll put another pin underneath to hold it a bit further. Then I'll come down to the other end and keeping that seam line together, I will pin the bottom, and then obviously I want to keep these diagonals working well together. Okay, so I'll put diagonal pins in there and a diagonal pin in this end. Yep. And then back to the seam that I want to sew, which is this one, making sure that my corners are firm. I put pins in the direction that I'm sewing. There we are, so I know that that seam is firm. I haven't got any other themes to match. Right, so there I am now, ready. Just want to make sure that that's not too far down from the top. I might put another pin in there. But keep it steady as we go, right? And the same as it. Oh, that looks good though, doesn't it? Right, I won't bother with that one. Right, so sewing all the way down the right hand side, and then we'll see where we are. Okay, so part of excitement going on here for me. So first off, let's take out my pins that were just holding my corners in place, yeah? And that one, that one, and that one, and here is the point of no return, isn't it? Now I've tried, I know it's difficult to see, but I tried my hardest to get this right, so I can only hope that it is right. If not, well, I have to revisit it, because everything is never lost, it's just more awkward. So, the reveal. Oh my God. Oh my lordy God. What do you say to that? Can you see it? If I put it the right way up to you, I haven't pressed it yet, but there, look at that cross there, yeah? Oh, I'm so pleased with that. Now, I have to say, it is all down to having an accurate 1/4 of an inch and pinning accurately. As I said to you before I put these two together, the most important thing was this cross, yeah? Now, this is the right way up looking at you, and because the one on this side that I've already done was facing upwards, I want this seam to face downwards. So with the bottom coming up, I am going to roller the seam down. I know you can go and iron it now, of course you can, but I am ironing it because I'll give it a really good press when I got the other bits on top. But God, that was nerve-wracking because you saw it exactly the same as I saw it. So I'm dead chuffed. Right, so that is our which way have I got to go to get it all in focus? That is our centre 4. Alright, and later on I'll come back to you and show you the first 3 4s put together, so that you can see the width of the quilt. I'm going to have to do it out on my dining room table to show you that, I think. But, oh, we're looking good, aren't we? So, thank you for watching. And I only hope that yours turns out brilliantly as well.